God rising, dear family. God being the source of all moral authority, according to the information of the word's meaning. So I gained some new revelations recently. So I want to take another crack at this right here. Decolonizing Genesis chapter 1, verses 1 through 19. I'm going to tell you about the inspiration behind my farmer's revolution again. I'm going to tell you the revelation I've gained. And I'm also going to go verse by verse, telling you how the information I have now gathered applies to the Bible, or applies to the scripture here. So what's the revelation I gained? The true birth of the King of all kings, angelic energy, and or his spiritual power, his spiritual body, or the true birth of the neutron energy. That's what I gained a revelation of. As I'm always going to say, this is just my personal opinion. You can take it however you want. See it however you want. It just makes sense to me to see it this way with the four energy concept because it coexists with the way our reality functions, you see. It just helps, it makes more sense to me. So let's begin here. I believe this right here. Four things. Our reality is governed by four specific energies: a positive energy, a negative energy, a balanced energy, and a dead energy. You could also consider the dead energy as space if you'd like to. But that's just how I see it for right now. Four specific styles of energy: a positive one, a negative one, a balanced one, meaning the neutron energy, and a dead one, meaning the space energy. Those three energies, yes, they are in one, according to my spiritual infrastructure here. Yes, of course, of course. So, Genesis chapter 1, verses 1 through 19, helps me sort of center my chain of reasoning and or my foundation for my chain of reasoning to properly and thoroughly label and describe how everything began. The duration and or why we are in the predicaments that we are in currently, and what may or may not come afterwards, if that makes sense to you thus far. Start, duration, ending. Start, duration, ending. 3 points, one story, 3 in 1. So, the revelation that I've gathered helps me clear up or make the whole Big Bang Theory make more sense, meaning the start of everything, the start of reality, and using the information from the Bible as well as the discernment that I have naturally, and as well as my experiences throughout life, help me clear this all up faster. So I'm going to use this to help me do it as well, if this makes sense to you thus far. So, four energies. Here we go. The positive, the negative, the balance, and the dead, or the space. I'll just say space for right now. In the beginning, there were only two energies, the positive and the negative, and they were completely separate from one another. The negative energy, in its original state, was a cosmic-sized gas cloud of fire and lightning, red. It was a cosmic-sized red gas cloud of fire and lightning, according to what my understanding sees about how this all started. That energy was to the left. Now, to the right was a nirvanic-sized sphere of blue, water, and light. Nirvanic being a size bigger than cosmic. It was a nirvanic-sized blue sphere of water and light. Now, the negative energy, the gas cloud, the red gas cloud, attacks because it always makes the first play. It always makes the first move. It always attacks first. Evil always attacks first. Evil always comes to kill and destroy and devour. Nothing else. So the negative energy comes to destroy, devour, and consume the positive energy. Now see, right here is where my revelation came to me, because I was not saying this at all at first. But after the recent video of yesterday, trying to hyper decolonize the first 19 verses, it came to me then, the download, so to speak. You missed a part. Add this in there. It'll make more sense when you do. And it did. So now I'm going to talk about it in this video here. The positive energy reacts to the negative energy. It has a reaction to it. And its reaction, the birth of the King of all kings energy, the neutron energy, the third energy. Right here, the negative energy was still consuming the positive one. It was still consuming it. The neutron energy is just born, has to get started, has to gain things of that nature, more knowledge, more awareness of what he has to do, things of that nature. Kind of like me. I'm in a sense a universal reaction. You follow what I'm saying? I'm a universal reaction. That's what I am. There is a lot of evil things going on in this world here, and I can't stand it anymore. I don't have the galls to take my own life, so just do something or say something to maybe, I don't know, stop the wars that are trying to come our way. Just try. Anything may help. It might. Who knows? Moving forward. So, the positive energy has a reaction to the negative energy's onslaught. And it creates and/or gives birth to the neutron energy, the third energy. The third energy, over time, of course, because it takes a while for you all to get it. You all just like the story. I'm telling you, this story coexists with everything that's going on. It really does. That's why I'm talking about it. Takes you a while to get it, realize what's going on, neutron energy. And then, oh, okay, now you realize you have to stop this. So, take what the enemy meant for evil and turn it for good. Genesis chapter 50, verse 20, Malcolm X. Why do I say Malcolm X? Because Malcolm X was the first one to say black is beautiful. The enemy is what called us black. And once everybody heard Malcolm X say black is beautiful, everybody just rolled with it. So the neutron energy pulled the black is beautiful on the negative energy and created the fourth and final energy, which is the space, the etherical energies, or the universe, heaven. Here we go. So now, using this information that I've gathered, that I now have about how I see the Big Bang's true origin taking place, I'm going to see how it coexists with I'm going to use this information to decolonize, hyper decolonize the Bible and label and describe how it also coexists with our reality. If that makes sense to you thus far. So, Genesis chapter 1, verse 1 through 19. Verse 1 says, in the beginning, God, the source of all moral authority, according to the words information, according to the meaning of the words information, created the heaven and the earth. Verse 1, was heaven and earth created simultaneously? No. Heaven was created first, then the earth. Heaven first, the cosmos, the story that I just described with the two energies that collided, or one energy that collided with the positive energy caused the positive energy to react. Neutron energy born. Neutron energy took everything that the negative meant for evil, along with the help of the power of the positive energy. Universe happened, or heaven. Then after that, moving forward, and the earth was without form and void. It was without form and void. It was without form and void. Remember, what shape did it just come from? A spherical shape, circular, round, ball, like Hitman Holla, ball game, right? Just throwing that in there. And the earth was without form and void. It was without form and void. Moving forward, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. The face of the deep blue seas. Remember, this darkness right here is the negative gas cloud that just attacked it. In the face of the deep blue seas, the oceans, those are the positive energies. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. Another revelation right here. Now, see, when I first started, I was thinking of the information that I gathered from the Nation of Islam about the 72 trillion year God travel across the cosmos. Turns out God is the cosmos. God is the literal cosmos itself. So he didn't have to go anywhere. It just took 72 trillion years for the heaven to form completely. From what my understanding sees, it took the Big Bang 72 trillion years to fully play out and give the universe its structure and its foundation. If this makes sense to you thus far. So this right here is not the universal spirit of God that moved. No, this right here is also the negative energy of the cosmos. According to what my understanding sees, when you get to this point of how much knowledge you've gathered, you may see it differently as well. Who knows? I just pray that you all stay alive and well so you can figure it out later. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. Which Spirit of God are we talking about? Are we talking about the negative energy remnant, or are we talking about the positive energy remnant? Or are we talking about the now newly added to the story, the neutron energy spirit? And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. Verse 2, I'm going to read it again. It says, and the earth was without form and void. That's talking about the waters. And darkness was upon the face of the deep. Second, that's talking about the negative energy. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. Third, that could be talking about the negative energy again, or it could be talking about the neutron energy, or it could be talking about the waters that moved. But the positive energies don't move. They don't do anything. They're just there for us to have the positive energy. From what I'm gathering here, the neutron energy is also what gives us life. It's also what gave us our lives and our reality and everything. It just took everything that the enemy meant for evil and Malcolm X'd it. You follow what I'm saying? So moving forward. So in verse 2, those three sentences could be talking about any one of the spirits. But in the earth was without form and void, that's talking about the positive energy remnant. I know for a fact because it makes sense. It's literally right there and it tells you that. And then it says, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. The darkness is talking about the negative energy. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. That could be talking about the neutron energy, or it could be talking about the negative energy inside of the positive energy remnant. Now moving forward. Verse 3, and God said, let there be light, and there was light. Now once again, due to my newfound revelation, I know for a fact that the positive energy remnant ain't doing no talking at all. I know that for a fact. The negative energy throughout the Bible, that's doing all the talking and the destruction and the killing. I know that for a fact. Now, due to my revelation here, were there words that happened to bring the sunlight? Maybe. But I know for a fact it was etherical energy reactions. They were etherical energetic reactions that brought the sun into light, because all of the knowledge is out there that tells us that ether constitutes light, meaning it is the light. Ether is the sunlight. Like ether is a part of and or a whole to the sunlight. You follow what I'm saying? Its vibrations constitute light, meaning the ether is the vibration in which brought the sun into existence, because it is the sun, is a part of the sun, and the whole is, and in the whole, you'd have to look up the word to know what it means. It is a part and or the whole of the sun. Etheric energy is. That's all I'm gonna say for right now. Stay alive and well so you can gain more later. Verse 3, and God said, let there be light, and there was light. Could be the neutronic energy that said it, or it could have been silent and it was just reverberated into existence. The big sun. Now see, right here in verse 4, moving forward, it says, and God saw the light, that it was good. Which God saw the light? Are we talking about the darkness upon the face of the deep? The protonic energy ain't doing nothing. The waters ain't doing nothing right now. The only two energies that are at play right now, due to my new current revelation, that the only two energies that are at play right now are the neutron energy and the negative energy. But the neutron energy is what's doing all the work, according to my revelation here. The neutron energy is doing all of the work, according to my revelation. I said in the previous video, the positive energy was doing all the work in the beginning here. No, it's the neutron energy that's doing all the work in the beginning here. So, which God are we talking about that is seeing this take place and saying it looks good? Like you want to ruin it or something. You saw that it was good. Okay. Why is that there? Do you have a problem with it being good? Are you jealous maybe of it being good? Sounds like the negative energy that it is, in my opinion. Moving forward. And God said, which could be the neutron energy that said it just for maybe some inspiration to bring the sun about. Let there be light, and there was light. Verse 4. And God saw the light, possibly the negative electron energy or the negative energy before it became electron energy, because it was just darkness upon the face of the deep, that it was good. And then the second sentence in verse 4, and God divided the light from the darkness. God divided the light from the darkness. So meaning that the sunlight or the light that was created drove the darkness out of the deep waters, or it caused the darkness to react in a way that became something that could no longer be within the deep waters. However you'd like to see it. Look up the word viapany. I said in a previous video, vipany. I said the word incorrectly. It's viapany. Viapany. Viapany translates or stands for the goddess who is spread everywhere. You know what the viapany also is? Another name for the soul star chakra. As I said before, the enemy has its hands in all of our information. All of it. Everything. The ancient information the enemy has put lies into. Wherever you gather your information from, the enemy has put its lies into. I guarantee it. Have a stronger level of discernment, I pray thee. Verse 4, and God saw the light, that it was good. And God divided the light from the darkness. Verse 5, and God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. Could have been the neutron energy talking. In the evening and the morning were the first day. All of this happened in one day right here. As far as the heavens creation, 72 trillion years, but as far as the earth's creation, one day. And I'm going to prove that to you. Verse 6, and God said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters. Not the firmament having water in the sky. No, the planet. The thing is, verse 6 is talking about another sun being nucleated and or reverberated into the middle of the positive energy remnant, in which caused it to expand and or open up more to fit the planet in. It is a sun going into the middle of positive energy water, or the seas, or the oceans without form, as there was nothing in the middle of it, void. Now, you can believe this if you want to. It's up to you. Verse 6, one more time. And God said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters. And God made the firmament. Verse 7, and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament, and it was so. And God called the firmament heaven, and the evening and the morning were the second day. Verse 8 says, and God said, verse 9, let the waters under the heaven be gathered together unto one place, and let the dry land appear. And it was so. What can I say about verse 9? The air for the planet was placed within the surrounding of it. Then afterwards, gathered to one place. Verse 10, and God called the dry land earth, and the gathering together of the waters called he seas. And once again, this other God saw that it was good. From what I'm gathering, there are three energies in this chapter, in this first 19 verses here. Positive energy remnant, neutron energy, period, and the negative energy remnant. Remember, the neutron energy now has its birth, gave birth to itself, or the positive energy gave birth to the neutron energy, and then the neutron energy gave birth to the space. And how did it give birth to the space? By taking what the enemy meant for evil and turning it for good. Heaven, verse 1. Just how I see it. You can see it however you'd like to see it. It just makes more sense to me in this way, in this regard. The four energy concepts. Verse 9, once again. And God said, let the waters under the heaven be gathered together unto one place, and let the dry land appear. Opened up, or this just cleared it out a little bit so the air can be within the planet. Verse 10, and God called the dry land earth. I would consider it the heart, not the earth. Just me personally. Because I know once the enemy colonized the world, the enemy also colonized the information of the world. That's why we don't recognize that there's three energies at play here. Could be, right? Who knows? But the air came into the waters around the planet. God called the dry land earth. Just took the H off the beginning of the word and moved it to the end. Now it's earth instead of heart. And the gathering together of the waters called he sees. And then another God saw that it was good. What do you have a problem with it being good for? Just let's move on to the next word. Why do we have to say, and God saw that it was good? Why is that there? I just want to know why it's there. Why do you believe it's there? It could be there for any reason, huh? God just saw that it was good. We have to know this. God saw that it was good. Which God? No, I'm not trying to confuse anyone. Just asking a question. Why is that there? Why is it just there? And God saw that it was good. We could just move on to the next few words. But I guess you want to confirm it? Validate it? Okay. What do you want to validate it for? Moving forward. Verse 11. And God said, let the earth bring forth. Farmer's Revolution words right here. I want to make sure that I get these words out. I'm going to read verse 10 again. And God called the dry land earth, and the gathering together of the waters called he seas. And God saw that it was good. By the way, there is a colon right there. Oh yeah, take a look. Right there, if you can see where my finger is pointing, there's a colon right there. And God saw that it was good. It even has to let you know that there's a different starting of a sentence, and so to speak, to let you know that maybe there is a different entity who sees what this is going down. Verse 11 through 14 is my Farmer's Revolution inspiration. I gained my Farmer's Revolution behind these verses right here, verse 11 through 14. Verse 11 says, and God said, let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind, whose seed is in itself upon the earth. And it was so. Verse 12, and the earth brought forth grass, and herb yielding seed after his kind, and a tree yielding fruit whose seed was in itself after his kind. And God saw that it was good. Verse 13, in the evening and the morning were the third day. All of this happened on the same day. These are checkpoints. All of this happened on the same day. The third day, it doesn't need to be mentioned even. It doesn't even need to be mentioned right here, but you can see it however you want. Verse 14, and God said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and years. Farmer's Revolution. In other words, in the beginning of the beginning, we had everything we needed to live. A little proof is right here of that we had everything we needed in our beginning. Even the stars. Just throwing that randomly in there. We need to live by what's natural. You could just say 11 and 12 are the reasoning for my Farmer's Revolution, but I add 13 and 14 for more reasoning behind it. Verse 15. And let them be for lights in the firmament of the heaven, to give light upon the earth. And it was so. Let them be for lights in the firmament of the heaven, firmament of the heaven, firmament of the heaven, sky. When you look up the word firmament, what is it defined as? Heaven or the sky, meaning the heaven is a part of the firmament. Heaven is a part of the firmament. It's a part of it. All of this is connected. It's all hooked up and conjuncted to one spot in one place. Our reality. It all is. So, the firmament is heaven and the sky. When you look up heaven, it also defines as the sky. Or the constellations, the stars and the planets, all situated into one place. So like I said in the previous video, when you think of the firmament, you can also think about heaven and the planet all at once. That's what it means when you just look up the word and just define it all the way through to see what it just really means and why it says what it says. Let's never forget also, the enemy is a lie and a truth concomitantly. And when the enemy colonized the world, the enemy colonized the information of the world. Dr. Wayne. So, when you think of the firmament, you could just think about the planet itself. Like let's say, for example, if the planet was not nucleated in the middle of the positive waters, you want to know what it would be? Another sun. So, without the positive waters, the firmament would just be another sun. You see, it's all connected. It's all talking about the same thing. It's all just talking about the same thing, brothers and sisters. May this make sense to you. I will be patient as I can. Verse 15, and let them be for lights in the firmament of the heaven, to give light upon the earth. And it was so. And God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also. Verse 16, and God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, meaning the original light, the sun, and the lesser light to rule the night, meaning another light after the firmament, because verse 16 is after verse 6, yeah? So that means that he made the neutron energy, according to my revelation here, just my personal opinions here to make it all make more sense a bit faster. The neutron energy made a big sun, which is the light in the sky, a medium sun, which is the planet itself inside of the positive energy remnant, and then a small sun, big, medium, small, which is what I consider the moon, the ancient moon. And when you do some more research to see how the moon lost its light, you also will find information as to how certain species went extinct. See it however you want, man. It just all connects for me personally when I see it this way. How did the moon lose that light? What happened for the moon to lose its light? You want to know what happened? The Viapany took it out. It had control over meteor storms. It can make things fall from the sky like manna. What is that story? What does that connect to? If you can remember from the story of Exodus. Yeah? When the Viapany made food fall from the sky for the slaves that she was playing her games with and set from Egypt after hardening King Ramses' heart and things of that nature. No, the neutron energy didn't do any of that. God is innocent. The true God is innocent. That negative angel generator, the Viapany, Nut, she's the reason for all of the transgressions in the Bible. No other beings are, only the Viapany, the goddess who is spread everywhere. Moving forward, though. So verse 16, and God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day and the lesser light to rule the night, meaning the moon. He made the stars also, meaning the moon. In verse 16, once again, the moon used to be a brilliant star itself is just a smaller one, small like it is right now currently. So logically speaking, our current moon is a dead star. Logically speaking, that should make clearer sense right there. Verse 17, and God set them in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth, as we have it now, daytime. And it was supposed to be a little bit brighter in the nighttime and warmer, supposed to be. But you know, some other God saw that it was good and didn't want it to be. So, you know, we're owed a lot more than y'all realize. Verse 18, and to rule over the day and over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good. Which God? The negative one? I'm sure at this point. And finally, verse 19, and the evening and the morning were the fourth day. Didn't happen in multiple days. It all happened one day. I just literally described the entirety of the planet by verse, 14? Verse 14 talked about the entire creation of the planet, and that was it. The planet was done at verse 14. So what do you mean by 7 more days or 3 more days? Or even a day 4? May these words help you in some kind of way. Shalom, shalom, and shalom. This is not a victim mentality. I'm just aware of what struck me, aware of what's stricken me, and aware of what will not stop striking us at all. Which is why it's not about a competition with me. It's only about the awareness and knowledge of what needs to be stopped, the strikes. I don't desire to be your king or your leader. I only desire to do or say something that will defend and protect you from the strikers. Therefore, love your neighbors, you love yourself. Defend your neighbors, you defend yourself. Be lifted in the spirit and walk good forever. Peace, love, unity, and advancement to you all, my family.